here with the one and only Lucid. Oh, I'm so hyped to interview you. You're one of my favorite artists, right?
Thank you.
Not just in the 845 though. Like, you are one of my favorite rap artists. Your music has touched me in a lot of ways, and I know that people are gonna be super, super excited for your debut mixtape coming out, Great American Relapse. How are you doing? How are you feeling?
I'm good. Back in the studio. It's like every other week. You know, things have been good.
Things been good. So how's everything going with the project? I know you're releasing it 9/21. So right now you're just going through promo. You put out the track list. Great American Relapse. Talk to us a little bit about the project, how you came up with the concept and everything revolving the track list, and why you felt like it was important to release it.
So this is actually some of the most recent music I've written. When this whole quarantine thing started, a lot of stuff started popping off between, people losing jobs and, the police wilding out again in the public eye. And I just let the music flow the way it would. And it wasn't really directed in any way. So I was laid off for about 2 months.
Wow.
And in those 2 months, I wrote these 6 tracks plus another few. And I wasn't directing it in any way. It sort of just came together the way it did. And I feel like it's important now because, Black Lives Matter and this whole thing right now seems like a fad. And it's really not. And I've seen, artists nowadays just try to use it as sort of promo for things that have nothing to do with the topic, you know what I mean?
Of course.
I wanted to really take my time and give people a thought out, at least version of what I felt. That wasn't rushed out there. This was sat on and contemplated on for a while. So this is going to be some of my most personal music. Not that I've released a lot, but this is going to be very,
Of course. In those 2 months, I know you said you were laid off, so you had a lot of time to reflect, a lot of time to really get in your bag and write these songs. How do you feel like you've been coping with everything that's been going on, with police brutality to just the deaths in the black culture and just everything? I know these things are not new. They've been happening for years, but with COVID and the pandemic and being inside, I feel like black creatives and artists were really able to feel exactly the effects of everything that's been going on for so long. So how do you feel like you've been coping with it?
The music helped a lot, to be honest. That's been my main outlet for a lot of the stress and stuff. I've been writing seriously for the past maybe 4 years now, but this was one of my more natural feeling processes. And it's a lot of pain. It's a lot that a lot of people are going through, and this was just my way of getting it out.
I know you said that you've been writing for, taking writing seriously for the past 4 years. Why do you feel like now is the time to finally put out your debut mixtape?
This wasn't the debut I planned on. Little insider information. The other 2 tapes are done.
What?
The other 2 mixtapes are finished.
Exclusive.
So those are done. I just felt like it was the right time because, like I said, a lot of people are using this Black Lives Matter movement and this COVID thing as like a gimmick or
propaganda.
A scheme,
yep.
just to kind of get some sales. And I'm not in it for no sales. Clearly, I write for the love of the art, and I sound a lot different than artists that are coming out right now. So it might be a shock to some people. It might scare some people away, but this is the reality, my reality of what's going on right now.
And that was going to be my next question. Being a black artist and being a black man in this country, how important do you find that having a message in your content, in your music, how important do you feel like that is?
It's extremely important. That's the main goal. Because if you play a song 100 times and it's just surface bullshit, there's really no longevity to it. There's no life to it. It's just there for the moment. But I'm getting phone calls from people, songs I've written years ago, telling me, "Yo, you said that." Like,
you've been talking about this, yeah.
I take it seriously. Like, I really take time to put the time into my craft. This isn't for promo. It's different, and I'm saying it's gonna sound different to a lot of people. But this is the type of rap I came up off of.
So speak to the difference. What do you mean by it's gonna sound different?
It's gonna sound different to a lot of people because it's layers to it, not just, you know, meaning wise and all that, but the actual structure of the way I craft lines is 2 to 3 entendres per line, and it's a lot of the times it's not even intentional. It's just the way I write.
Wow.
The people that inspired me, my siblings, you know, just keeping me doing it. It's just gonna come off different. It's not a bunch of one-liners.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, you're talking that talk. Who are some of your rap influences?
Early on, I gotta say, you know, Jay-Z and Nas. As much flack as Nas gets, Jay-Z, Nas, Lupe, Kanye,
Yes.
Eminem, Lil Wayne, Big L, rest in peace.
Rest in peace, Big L.
And others, but I'm kind of
The pioneers of the rap game. So if nobody ever listened to Lucid's music before, how would you describe your music, and what's the feeling you would want somebody to feel after they're done listening to you?
That's crazy. I would describe it as that's a good question. I never really thought about it. I would describe it as a harsh sense of reality. It's facts to me. I'm not the most well-read. I'm not the most educated person in the world, but I know the difference between right and wrong, and that's what I'm going off of. I know the way I feel about certain things, and that's really what I'm just putting on record.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be very. A lot of my music is very personal, very internalized before it gets put on any sort of record.
So you would really just want somebody to hear your truth and maybe, I wouldn't say really reflect, but maybe feel something from it that they could relate to.
Yeah, just know that you're not the only person feeling this way.
Yeah.
It's hard to speak about, you know, depression and actual pain that you're going through, especially as a black man.
Of course.
You know, but I feel like we're getting to that point as a community now where it's okay. And that wouldn't have changed me in any way, but I feel like it's becoming more accepted, if I could put that in quotes.
Oh, wow. I'm so excited. I already know this debut mixtape is going to be so fire. You got so many fans. You got so many supporters, and we are so excited to watch you drop this. I got one last question for you before we wrap up this interview. What would you want to be remembered as in the rap game?
I ain't never lied to you. I ain't never lied to you. I want to be remembered for putting my heart on a track. I have not lied in one of my songs. If I said it, I done did it or I've been through it.
Yes.
I ain't lied to y'all once.
Yes. Thank you so much, Lucid. I really appreciate you for just putting out quality content, speaking to the black community, uplifting the black community, and just always being the staple black man in the black community. So thank you so much. Great American Relapse. So you got a single, Great American Relapse, dropping on 9/11, right?
Yes.
So this Friday, 9/11. Yes.
Featuring Royalty. She cooked that track. Thank you again. She did her thing on that track. Get familiar.
She really did. Yes, she really did. Alrighty, and then your mixtape dropping September 21st. Everybody stay tuned. Thank you so much for this interview, Lucid.
Fuck all the extra shit, we out here. Moving as one, nigga, without fear. Shout my queens, hold your head, you keep our eyes clear. To my brother, you my brother.